Nick Christopher here with Widespread CrossFit. Today we're going to be going over the push-up. The push-up is one of the most commonly used body weight movements that we're going to see in CrossFit, apart from the air squats. It's a very simple and effective way of building that upper body strength when it's done correctly. So today we're going to go over the starting position, the initial movement for completing a push-up, as well as some of the common faults that we will see when completing this movement. So, first off is going to be our starting position. Starting position, you're going to start in a plank position. Shoulders are going to be over your hands. Your fingers are going to be straight forward. Your body and your midsection are going to be tight and in a line. You're going to squeeze your glutes. Remember to maintain that core stabilization during this movement. You're also going to notice that your elbows are going to be facing backwards. And what we want to try to maintain here is our active shoulders. So focus on pushing into the ground with your palms and spreading your shoulder blades apart as you do this movement. Again, very similar to a plank. It's a great starting position for the push-up. Now, we're going to go over the movement progression for completing a push-up. So, we're going to start in our good starting position, like we mentioned before. Tight plank, shoulders over the hands, fingers facing forward, active shoulders, elbows facing backwards. Squeeze your glutes and keep your midsection tight. Now we're going to lead with our shoulders. And when we get to the bottom, chest and thighs touch the ground, and then we're going to return to our starting position. To return to that starting position, we're going to drive out of our palms and maintain a tight midsection so we can keep our flat plank line as we return back to the top of the push-up. Now let's take a look at a few of the common faults that we see when we do these push-ups. The first common fault that we usually see is going to be a broken body position. This happens when you lead with the chest and your butt or your chest come up before the rest of your body. Very similar to what a snake would do. Snaking is again another term that we can refer to when talking about the broken body position, but let's take a look at what that looks like. Leading with the chest and then following with your butt is what we refer to as a broken body position. Another common fault that we see with the push-up is a bad arm angle. This can also be referred to as chicken wing. Now you get a better view of this if I face you here. Now keep an eye on my elbows. Watch what my elbows are doing and why this might be an issue. As I come down, my elbows track outwards and then back up. Outwards and then back up. Now what this does is this puts a lot of undue stress on your elbows and on your shoulders. And it kind of negates the push-up. Because like I mentioned before, the push-up is an upper body weight movement. We use the push-up to build that upper body strength, and if we're putting all that stress on our elbows and our shoulders, we're not focusing our movement within the upper body. Now, to correct this, we need to keep our elbows in and tight. Think about keeping your elbows up against your rib cage. Now, they don't have to be all the way up against your rib cage. We want to maintain a close angle to our rib cage, within 30 degrees, give or take. Now the best way to correct this is to externally rotate your shoulders. So we're going to get into our starting position, and what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to screw our palms and our arms into the ground. So we're going to come out and we're going to screw them in. And what this does is it externally rotates our shoulders and allows us to keep our elbows facing backwards. So rotate them in, externally rotate them. Maintain your shoulders over your hands, fingers forward, tight plank position. We're going to lead with the shoulders, keeping our elbows tight to our sides. Now the next fault that we could see when doing a push-up is the missing elbow wrist alignment. Again, very similar to a chicken wing, but not so much elbows out as angle of our wrists and our elbows as we come down, as we perform this movement. So watch now, and I'll show you what the missing elbow wrist alignment looks like. And you see my elbows go back way behind my wrists. Very similar to the chicken wing and the bad arm angle. What that does is it puts a lot of stress on the elbows and the shoulders. Again, negating what a push-up is designed to do. So you can correct this by thinking about maintaining that 90-degree angle with your wrists and your elbow as you perform this movement. So again, let's look at a missing elbow wrist alignment, and then we're going to reset and we're going to focus on keeping that 90 degrees. All right, now we're going to reset. And watch the angle of my wrist and my elbows. And that is your push-up. Very common body weight movement that we use to build upper body strength. It can be extremely effective when done properly.